Good morning, everyone. Today is the day for us to go through a session, an important sessions. It's going to be a very meaningful sessions. And some of the knowledge that you are gathering here, you're going to listen to it, is going to profoundly change your life. Okay. So as you have discussed that the decision that you're going to make or the mindset that you're going to acquire today, probably going to guide you for better decisions as well as a better life that you can have for yourself. So the title, as the title says, rules for the road ahead. So that means the moment that you go out there and look for opportunity to succeed in your life, there'll be some bumps and also the rules that if you don't understand, all right, that you may become the victim of it. So you cannot say that I don't know the rules. Like if you go to United States, okay, wherever that you're coming from, Malaysia, if you go there, if you drive on the left side of the road, okay, either the policeman will stop you or you get involved in an accident, but you cannot give an excuse that I don't know because I don't know the rules. No, you cannot escape by giving that kind of excuse. You must know the rules of the land when you go there, right? So same goes here. You are going ahead in your life. You cannot say that I failed because I don't know people are like that. I don't know my manager going to be like that. I don't know the companies are like that. You cannot say so. As simple as because there are certain corporate rules are already out there. There are some life hacks already out there. So I'm here to share with you what are some of the rules that you must master so that you can excel in your career, or as Dalai Lama says, so that you can break them well because you master the rules. So the topic is the rules for the road ahead, and these are the toolkits, something that you can apply. Toolkits for the happier and successful life. Let's spot on. Okay, people, this is it. You're going to graduate soon and you're going to face a challenge. And the challenge is which road to take. There is a multiple roads ahead of you. So we're going to look into the right road to choose, or at least making the right decisions, or having the knowledge towards that so that you will live a happier and successful life. Ready? Let's spot on. The whole of today's presentation, the foundation of it inspired by this man. Okay. His name is Robert Kiyosaki. If you want to become a millionaire, okay, if you want to become a millionaire, and this is the whole idea. The whole idea is that go and master what he has taught about money. The foundational belief that he says we must have in order to become rich as well as wealthy and happy. He says we have to make a shift. What is the shift that he is talking about? He says we must change from the position of working for money and turn it to become the money work for us. So remember, there's a huge difference. Huh? Robert Kiyosaki says we must change our mindset from working for money, you go to work to earn money, to we earn and learn to use the money work for us. So we have to make that shift. Robert Kiyosaki, he wrote a very powerful book. It's called Rich Dad and Poor Dad. If I tell you what, if you can, and if you want to become a millionaire, if you want to become rich, if you want to become successful, you know what? All you have to do is that miss your 2 meals, your KFCs or your Starbucks or whatever it is. Just miss your 2 meals. That money, you can buy this book. And this money, okay, the money that you sacrifice to buy this book can help you to make not 4, but 40 million in your lifetime because you have got the right idea. He says, okay, rich people are rich because of their mindset, not just because what they're doing. Okay, Rich Dad Poor Dad, the background is, okay, he is an American, Hawaiian, Japanese. So he's a Japanese descent, but of course he's born in Hawaii, and Hawaii is an American. So he's an American, but he's a Hawaiian, Japanese, right? So he grew up in an environment where his father is a civil servant. Okay, father is a civil servant. You know what civil servants normally do? They will want you to have a career. They said, hey, go to school, study hard, get a good grade, go to university, okay, get a job, okay, work hard in your job, get your promotions, you will have a good life. Okay, that's a formula that most of the civil servant will have because they expand from where they are. But interestingly, Robert Kiyosaki's civil servant father was giving to this advice, but he has another friend, and his father is a businessman. So the businessman father was giving him a different ideas. He said, no, 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 it's okay to go to school, but not necessarily you must go to school to become rich. If you want to become rich, you must do business. If you want to become rich, you must know how the money works. And he said, if you want to become truly rich, you must go and become an investor. So the rich dad was giving him a different idea to generate wealth. The poor dad was giving him an idea to go and work and live as an employee for the rest of the life. So that is the narrative of both sides, the civil service and the businessman side. So Kiyosaki, okay, grew up, listened to these two ideas. Then he finally adopted the rich dad advice to go and do business, to go and become an investor. Then he realized that way he became a multi billionaire, right? Then he is sharing his ideas about how to have the right mindset to become the rich people. So whenever we talk about this, okay, you must not forget that this is the formula, ESBI, okay? It's a trademark formula by Mr. Robert Kiyosaki. Then we're going to dive into that idea. What is this all about, right? So what is ESBI means? Let's go into his formula to make money, generate wealth. So generally, there are 4 ways people earn their income in their life, earn their money in their life. There are 4 ways, ESBI. Remember I said that? Okay. Almost 90% of the people out there, 90% of the people out there, okay, they earn their living by working for somebody else. So that means they are the employees. So they go to office, they study, they go to office, they get a job, then they work their whole life through, and they become what you call an employee. So nothing wrong with being an employee, because some people are meant to be being an employee. So nothing wrong with that. But the idea is that what you want to do in your life? Second, is that the way that's going to make you wealth? Remember, there's a difference between rich and wealth. Rich is that you got money. Wealth is you got money and you got time to spend it. Yeah, sometimes you can be very rich working so hard for companies with the 30,000-40,000 ringgit salary, but the corporation own you. So you can't even take a annual leave to take your family, go for holiday. All right. Or even some times of crisis and emergency, the company says, no, come to work, because they own you. So that is, you're rich, but you're not wealthy to spend the money as you like, okay, or when you like. So that's a difference. So you can become rich by working for people, but not necessarily you become what you call wealthy. Okay. So what is the definition of employee means? You work, okay, for money. You work for money, and you are being paid for the time that you are trading. You're actually selling your time. You're selling your time. Okay, if you're working for XYZ company, they said you work from 9 to 5. So they actually own you from 9 to 5. But unfortunately, they own you beyond 9 to 5. You all know that. They even own you even during your Chinese New Year, or they own you even before what do you call that, your weekends. So there is no such thing as that. But I'm not complaining. That's one of the options for you to make a living. Employee, he says. That's what I agree. 90%, well, the whole population go into that mode. So the formula is your time equals to your income. Simple as that. Now, what about the rest? You can actually move away from being an employee to another place. This is where you become a self-employed person. Okay, a self-employed person still working, but work for himself or herself. For instance, you become a doctor. Then after a while, you open up your clinic. When you open up your clinic, okay, now you are working for yourself. But the key idea here is that you still have to work, okay, in order to make that money. If you don't go to work for the day, you're not going to make money. So you are working, but you're working for yourself, self-employed. If you're a singer, okay, you work for yourself. But again, if you don't sing, all right, you're not going to make money. Okay, so that's an idea. The idea is that even if you working for yourself, you still have to work in order to what they call make that money. So it becomes self-employed, but definitely better than being an employed, I think. All right, definitely better than being a what they call employed person, because probably you control your time. You wanted to go for holiday, take your family, go for holiday. You can make the decisions. You know, you wanted to go home early. You can make the decision. So there is some kind of flexibility, but still the point is you have to work. Because if you don't work, no income. If you don't open the clinic as a doctor, no patient coming in, you don't make money. If you're a lawyer, if you don't open the office for people to walk in to get your service, you don't make money. But probably you're making lots of money than employee, because this is in a way you're trading your expertise. But even that, the time that you spend will determine your income. That's again the same thing. The time that you spend, because of the expertise, but the time. If you don't spend time, you don't make money. Okay, these two is what we call as an active income. Active, yeah. Active income is, that means the income that you earn by doing it. The income that you earn by doing it. If you don't do, you don't get paid. Okay, so that's the key. This is an active income. If you don't do, you don't get paid. Right? But the key here, Kiyosaki was saying that you have to shift from active income towards this one called the passive income. You have to go into the passive income. So what is that passive income? Passive income is a state where you have invested one time, then that makes money for you forever. Let's say you buy a building, all right? You buy a building, then you pay off the bank. Now people are renting it. So when people are renting it, people are going to pay you money every, what you call, month. Are you working? No. So passive working is the income that you earn for the first time investment that you made. So some difficult. Let's say you write a book, all right? You work very hard to write a book. So once you finish writing the book, so you'll get your monthly income, that wherever people buy that book, you'll get a monthly income of what do you call, the royalty. And nowadays, at your generation, let's say you create what do you call, an apps. Okay. So what do? So every time people purchase the app, you'll get money. So are you creating an app every time? No. You created the app for a while, then you started to earn money. So that is the passive income. So the best way to go to passive income, Kiyosaki says, is not being employed, it's not being self-employed. You start a business. So you become a businessman, a business owner. And there are various ways of you can own a business. You can run your own restaurant, you can own your own boutique, or you can become a franchisee, or even you can join a MLM, multi-level marketing. So whichever it is that you now, what do you call, own a business, now you have hired people to come and work for you, hired people. So now your income do not depend on your active work, but the business is running. Let's say if you have a restaurant, all right, you have a good chef, and if you've got people to work for you, you can go to the restaurant at 10 o'clock, or maybe today you don't have to go. The business will go on. Somebody will be working in the system to create money for you. So this is where the business people are. So remember, employees are 90%, self-employed are 5% of the population of the world, business owners are 4%. Business owners are 4%. So the idea is that which one is the right one for you? There's no, this is the one, that something that you do. You can actually start somewhere and move towards another goal, or mixing it together. We will see later how. Ultimately, Kiyosaki was saying that you have to move from E to I. E, remember, you work for money. But he says you must make the money work for you. How can you do that? You can only do that when you become an investor. Okay, let's say you buy share. So what happened? Now the share will make more money for you in the return of, the right share. Sometimes you lose money as well. This is where the risk analysis come in. But let's say you choose to invest wisely. Now your investment will make money for you. So same goes to, remember I said, if you buy a building, you rent it out. So you, what do you call, that investment will pay you for a long period of time. So which is the best one? Ideally, that's going to be the investor, going to be the best one, because one-time investment, then you make money for the rest of your life. Possible, right? You rent it out to people. Possible. But the key here is that not everybody can start as an investor at the very beginning. Like in Malaysia, I think the Bumiputras are so lucky because the government already started a lot of investment scheme for you all with less risk. It's almost like a guaranteed payment, but not many are taking advantage of that. Okay, I wish I was given the opportunity to invest. I would have definitely would have done, because that my investment are guaranteed by the government, and that's the safest place to start. So, but again, eventually in your life, okay, you must want to go there, right? You must want to go there. So the key here is this. Okay, the key here is this. After graduations, you're going to start with being an employee. Some some may straight go into self-employed or business, depending on the field and expertise that you have. Okay, but nothing wrong. You go and work for somebody and learn the business that you want to do in the future. Okay, Jack Ma says that instead of working for a what you call MNC, you start to go and work for MSC owner who doing everything, so you can learn everything about the secret of the business. Okay, if you go to MNC, nobody's going to teach you how they do business. They'll ask you to do work, but they're not going to teach you how they do. They won't teach you how they close the deal. They won't teach you how to deal with the customer. They won't teach you how to be, agile. A successful SME owner who knows everything, and he or she also will practice everything. And if you work for him or her, you will learn all this, which is going to be very useful for you. So that's what. So always, okay, have this option for you. Start as an employee, then maybe slowly you can become a self-employed person. All right. Then when you have got enough steady income to take care of your family, then you may want to start your business. Then of course, when you have lots of money doing your business, you can always turn to become an investor. Okay, again, as I said, this is not a sequential. It can happen at the mixture. In my life, it's happening as a mixture. I'm an employee in UPM. I'm a self-employed in my own company. Okay, corporation. I'm also a business owner. There are people who work for me. Okay. At the same time, I've made some investment. Okay. So you can actually mixture sequencing at the same time. But ideally, if you ask me, do not work and die as an employee forever. So that's the key. I hope you get that idea, right? So this is thing. So what I want you to do, skip a meal or two. Okay. Just go out there, buy that book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. The book will tell everything about what you need to know, the career decisions, the business decision that you must make in your life. Powerful stuff. Okay. But don't have to wait until you buy the book. Yeah. Go ahead. Okay. Go ahead. Why don't you go ahead out there and watch some videos about, Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant. You just type cash flow quadrant. There are thousands of videos available that he is explaining what is this cash flow quadrant, how can you master it in your life. So do not forget, people. Okay. This is something that you must commit for yourself in 2023, to buy this book, to watch the video, so that when you make your decisions out, when you're leaving the university, and that decisions will be more accurate, not necessarily right, but definitely going to be more accurate, or it's going to be an informed decision. All right. Okay, come back to the topic again. So what is the right path? Mehan says, you work for people or people work for me, right? So this is the option that you have. The options will be either you become, remember, you look for employment, an employee, okay? Again, as I said, nothing wrong, nothing wrong. Some people can be very happy, and some people can be very successful by being an employment. My good friend Bobby Uy from Genting Group, his take-home salary is 120,000 ringgit per month. Okay, nothing wrong with that. With all the holidays and the cars thrown in, so it's all very okay. But if you're stuck in the middle, and when your family is growing, it's not going to be the good option, right? So the other option, definitely, you also can look into not necessarily working for people, but you become what we call as an entrepreneur, okay, as a employer, okay. So you can decide on these two, whether you have to become an employee or you have to become an employer, okay. So that is the idea that I'm going to put forward to. But let's say you decide, okay, which one. You don't have to go and make decisions right now, but you must know the options that you make, because making decisions about your career is probably the second most important decision that you will make, other than choosing a life partner. Remember, choosing a life partner is always going to be the number one choice. Okay, this is going to be the second most important decision of your life. Don't tell me you don't want to think about it. Okay, let's say if I were to give you 1,000 ringgit, and I'm going to tell you, this is the last 1,000 ringgit that you're going to have in your life. Okay, this is the last 1,000 ringgit that you're going to have in your life. And the guarantee, what do you call, the rule says you must spend it by tomorrow. Okay, you must spend it by tomorrow midnight. You must spend it. Okay, you cannot give it away. but you must spend it. Okay, now, if I were to give you, this is the last 1,000 ringgit, you got until tomorrow to spend it. I'm sure that tonight you'll think very, very hard how to spend it, how to get the best out of this 1,000 ringgit. You're not going to think that, okay, when wake up and I'll decide what to do, or just go around and buy things that you like. No, you're going to maximize the return for 1,000 ringgit because the timeline is tomorrow midnight. If you can spend so much time to think about your whole day, how you're going to spend that 1,000 ringgit, because the time is fixed. When was the last time you thought about your life? The time is fixed. We don't know how long we have, and you got only one life. When was the last time you actually thought what you're going to do with that life? So that's the key here, right? The key here is that making decision. Anthony Robbins, world #1 peak performance guru. I mean, again, go and watch his videos. Okay, I'm at this age, I'm still listening to this video. Even yesterday, I actually watched about this video about how to take control of 2023. Okay, so Anthony Robbins, the world #1 peak performance coach, his quotations that changed my life. He said, okay, destiny, your destiny, something about your destiny. He said, it's in your moment of your decision that your destiny is shaped. Oh, how powerful it is, people. How powerful it is. It is in the moment of your decisions that your destiny is shaped. So every time you make your decision, you're shaping your destiny. You're shaping your position. Okay. So the good quality decisions will give you a good quality future, right? So that's a summary of it. If you have a poor decision, you'll have a poor life. Okay. Where you are today is because of the decision that you made yesterday. Some of your friends choose not to study. So where they are not in the universities. You choose to study. Where you are in the universities. Where you're going to be here after these 5 years or 10 years will be determined by the decision that you made today. Because the the opportunity for you to come to university was not given 2 years ago. The opportunity for you to come to universities when you decide about 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago that you decide to study and want to go to university. That brought you here. It's not instant success. It is a process. All right. So same goal where you want to be by 2030 will be determined by the decision that you're making now. So that's why it says it's in the moment of decision that your destiny is being shaped. Decide today who you will become, what you will give, and how you will live. Okay. How are you going to live your life? That is the key decision that you have to make. That's very important. You see, my another favorite guru of leadership, John C. Maxwell, he said this: make major decisions early and manage them daily. That's what he says. Make major decisions early and manage them daily. You know how powerful that is? Super duper powerful, right? So that's why our meeting today is to help you to look into some of the options that you have, and maybe you will have a clarity of mind to make better decisions about your career and also some other what you call life hacking things. So I hope you are ready. Okay, it's either going to be employment or entrepreneurship, and let's go and look into what are the rules for the road ahead, people. And we're going to start by asking not the success factor. We all know what you need to do to become successful. Okay. But we got to look into quickly 3 reasons why people fail. Yeah, only 3 reasons, not many. And you check with yourself whether you have got any of these reasons that controlling you or not. Okay. So that is the 3 reasons why people fail in their life. We have to study it and study it and study it. The reasons why people fail. The 3 reasons why people fail in their life. Let's start with reason #1. Reason #1 is that people fail in their life because they don't know what they want. They don't know what they want. They are not clear about what they want in their life. Right? They don't know what they want. So when you don't know what they want, how are you going to get it? You're not going to get what because you don't even know. Okay? They don't even know where you want to go. If you don't know where you want to go, how can I give you the direction? If you don't know where you're going, how can I give you the mode of transport you can take? So what do you really want? Okay. The key here is that I think we all went through the case study, Howard case study. I'm going to repeat it. This Howard case study, goal setting theory. Okay. You all know that the story that I mentioned this before. In 1979, a professor went into his MBA class, asked people, okay, have you set clear written goals for your future and made plans to accomplish them? Okay, only 3% says yes. Only 3%, yeah, because some plan we have written about it. Okay, you're talking about 13%. They thought, yeah, we have some goals, but we never write it down. 84%, okay, said, no, they never thought about it. You're MBA students, you're probably going to be 30. They never thought about it, okay, about future. But 3% they did. 13%, they thought about it, but they didn't write it down. 3% they wrote it down. 10 years later, when this professor went to the, what do you call, university, okay, had a reunion dinner. And this is what happened. The 13% of the people who had goals, they were earning on average twice as much as 84% who had no goals at all. I repeat, the 13% of the class who had goals were earning on average twice as much as the 84% who had no goals at all. So imagine that you want to think about your goal, what do you want, going to help you to earn more. But our question is that what happened to that 3% of the people who actually thought about their goal, but who wrote it down? This is mind-blowing. The 3% of the people, they were actually earning 10 times more compared to the 13% plus 84% in total, 97%. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? The 3% people who were very clear with what they want, they were earning 10 times more than the thing. That is how important goal setting is all about. That is how important, what do you want to know? You see, people with goals succeed because they know where they are going. As simple as that. If you don't have goals, you don't know where you're going. Okay, so get some thinking process start now. Okay, ask about what do you want and write it down, because if you don't write it down, it's just a dream. When you write it down, it's become a goal. When you have a goal, then you can do some planning. Only by execution of planning you can get some result. Otherwise, it's just a dream. So that's the key here. So we realize people don't know what they want. Cool, right? But now the question is that, what is reason number two? Reason number two, maybe they know what they want. Maybe they know what they want, but they don't know how to get that, what they want. They are practically lost now. They don't know how to get it. Okay, it's almost like I'm asking you to go, all right, to a place. Then I tell you, okay, whatever it is, and don't follow the red light. That's what I say. So what happened to you? You don't know which red light you're talking about because you don't have a knowledge about this place. When you don't have a knowledge about this place, you're stuck here. So learning how to do it is something that I'm going to share with you today. Okay, having the right mindset and whatnot. So we have covered these two. Number one, we covered they don't know what they want, which is very fine. Second, we have covered, okay, they don't know how to get it. Okay, we have covered also. Okay, we go to, but we'll go through this after this. But the third is an important knowledge that you must know why people fail. That is, people actually listen to some wrong advice about what they want and how to get it. Okay, when was the last time a friend that who advised you actually have done it? Not many times, right? Okay, that's the idea. Okay, that's an idea, is that the people who are giving the advice, have they done it? Have they experienced it? They know what they're talking about. Can they become your coach or mentor now? So asking and getting the right advice is everything. That's one phrase. It says that no enemy is worse than a bad advice. No enemy is worse than a bad advice. So that's the key here. That's how bad it is. No enemy is worse than a bad advice. So that means you're getting somebody in your life who are giving you bad advice. They are worse than your worst enemy that you're going to have in your life. So choose the right friend. That's one saying in English. You say, show me your best 5 friends. I'll tell you who you are. Okay. Show me your best friends, 5 of them. I will tell you who you are, because you eventually become the combination of the mindset and the behavior of the best friends that you're spending time with in your 40s. Okay, show me your best friends, 5 of them. I'll put all their salaries together, I'll average it out, then I'll tell you that is your income. Because you tend to earn within the range of the best friend that you have. You're not going to outsmart them. Okay, maybe one or two might be, but generally you are the reflection of the group of friends that you have in your life. So this is where I'm saying that having the right friends are going to be so very important. Okay, so what would be the right advice for your career? Let's start with your career. What would be your right, what do you call, advice for your career? As straight away, Daniel Goleman, okay, he conducted a research, okay, he shared this in his talk in Google. He realized that there are people after graduate, within 3 years, they become very successful in their career. Within 3 years, they become very successful in their career. And Daniel Goleman studied what are the competencies and the mindset they have in order to become so successful within the first 3 years compared to thousands of other superstars out there. So he came out with the 6 distinguishing competencies, core competencies. With this, he said that you will succeed in your life. So this is the right advice here, not a wrong advice. So number one, they found out that these people who want to succeed, they have got this high determination to succeed. They want to become successful. They want to become successful. That is what, and that is why they have become successful. Number two, they know the impact of their job. They know why they chose the job. It's not because of the job itself, because they know the impact of the job to the management, to the subordinates, to the society, and they love doing it. They enjoy doing it. Number three, they've got a conceptual thinking. So that means the broader thinking, the bird eye view thinking. They able to see things, all right, from the top and dissect the problem and what it is. But you cannot do this if you do not have a analytical thinking, analytical ability to break down things into smaller, what you call volume, to understand deeper, and most importantly, to understand the root cause of the problem. You can only do that if you have analytical ability. So not only the bird eye view, but you also must have the analytical ability. And also, these people, they love to take on challenges and seek for opportunities in the companies by volunteering themselves as well as working with the across the teams, because they love to go out there and take on these new challenges to grow. And finally, very important, okay, these people are full of self-confidence, full of self-confidence. Remember, all these six competencies is something that you can learn, not that something that you're born with. Okay, so if you want to become successful in your career within the first 3 years, these are some of the things that you may want to apply and demonstrate so the top management can look at you and say that, hey, he or she is the right one for me to promote because you have demonstrated these skills that beyond your daily working demands. This is what the management would like to see in you. Okay, so this is actually the right advice if you want to succeed in the road ahead, right? So go ahead, okay, and you decide what you want to do. And if you go into career, and this is what my 6 distinguishing, what you call advices are. So now that is about the career. I'm going to talk about your life in general. Okay, so these are my take home messages, okay, for you that I want you to reflect on. Yeah. Remember reflection, everything. This morning I shared in a WhatsApp group. Okay. Why Gen Z fail? Because number one, skills. I don't know how many of you read. Nobody bothered to say thank you to me. All right. No gratitude. Okay. So, but there are one or two reply with a sign. Thank you very much. Okay. The number one skill that Gen Z missing in their life is that they do not reflect and learn. That's what even in our course, I asked you to do reflection paper because I want you to master it. When you reflect deeply, objectively, you're going to learn so much powerful things about yourself. Okay, so that's where the key here. So I hope that you will take this message, then you'll reflect on it, because you are looking into, remember the topic is how to live a successful life. We're going to look into your life and how to get the best out of that. That is my only intention. Now, message number one, okay? if you want to become very happy, you must have the proper definition of life, yeah? Proper definition of life. Then we're going to go into further discussion. Alan Watts, okay, is one of the greatest philosopher. He says something about life. He said, don't flatter yourself, he says. Forget about every other spiritual religious thing. He is not saying don't believe in religion. He believes in religion. But he said, forget about those things when come to life, because he says you are just a fluke. You're just a luck. You're just born because your parents had sex. Okay, it's just a fluke, he says. But he didn't condemn you. He said that, but now you're given this chance to live. What are you going to do about it, he says. How are you going to get the best out of this life? So that's an idea. Mel Robbins, when she presented in a tech talk, powerful girls, this is completely necessary for all the girls. Even men can learn. I'm learning something every day from her. Mel Robbins, she said during her TED talk, okay, how to stop screwing yourself over and over. This self-sabotaging. So she came out with data, statistic, and this data is mind-blowing. She said, what are the chances of you being born as who you are right now, right? How you are being born as who you are. The scientists actually crunched the number. They came out with this, what they call formula. They said the probabilities of your being born like this before or after is 1 into 400 trillion. So that means basically you're not going to have another chance to live and to be born, right? This is only chance, one-way ticket, right? So now the question is that if you realize that you are a fluke, then you are 1 in a 400 trillion. The question that you should be asking, I'm given this life now, what should I do with the rest of my life? What should I do with the rest of my life? You should be asking this question. Okay, this is where the topics of employment and also the employee come in. You go out there and what you call challenge your life. What you call Socrates, okay, one of the greatest philosophers ever lived. He said this. He said, the unexamined life is not worth living. What is the point of living your life, but you don't even experimenting it? Okay, why you're preserving yourself? This body is not to be preserved to be bring to the grave. You understand now? This body is not for you to preserve, to bring it to the grave. This body is for you to explore. For this body, for you to take you go some places to explore, or to explore the body itself. Okay, so that is the key here. Be ready for explorations. I love this quotation. Very powerful. Anais Ali Ni said, okay, life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's courage. Wow, imagine that. So if you're willing to take the risk, the returns could be high, or you will learn something very valuable. Otherwise, you wouldn't have learned, right? So all start from the courage and the clarity of the goals that you have. Because if you make the wrong choice, you may end up in these situations. It's called the golden handcuff. Okay, I would like to ask you, how many of you like to be handcuffed? Other than your naughty thoughts, but generally nobody would want to be handcuffed, right? But will you be happy if the handcuff is in gold? Will you say, okay, I'm all right, I'll take it? No, you won't. Because beyond the goal, you actually cherish the freedom. You want to do things by yourself. But the moment you work for people, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. They own you. They own you. And you are not supposed to have a vision. You're supposed to have the boss vision come true. So that's what we call as a golden handcuff. That is the key here. So you have to make some informed decisions. Otherwise, you may end up being like this, burnout, they say, in your 30s and the 40s. You cannot cope with the load anymore. Okay. Just reflect on this. Yeah. Just reflect on this metaphor. In this metaphor, okay, analogy, I want you to think about this story. Yeah. Let's say you work so hard in your life. You work so hard in your life just to get one ladder at the end of your career. That's your whole aim. Yeah? Your whole aim is to get a ladder at the end of my career with my savings. So you worked hard 30, 40 years and finally retired. And now you managed to buy the ladder. You managed to buy the ladder. You're so happy. You're so happy. So now you want to use the ladder to climb against the wall to see the world in a different perspective. Okay? So you work so hard. You spend the whole saving of your life to buy the ladder. You place it on the wall. You climb to the top. One time only you can climb. You climb to the top. Now you realize your ladder is against the wrong wall. Against the wrong wall. That's it. You have wasted your life because you didn't set what is the wall that you're looking for. I know many people in their life work very hard, financially healthy. Their wall was career. So now they realize their wall should have been family. But you know what? They're too late. The wife filed for divorce, and the children, they are not recognizing him as a father. Why? Because when he started the career, the wall that he chose was the career, not as a family. So I want you to think about this. What is the wall that you have in your mind in order for you to place the ladder correctly? According to Thomas Merton, he says people may spend their whole life climbing the ladder of success only to find, once they reach the top, that the ladder is leaning against the wrong wall. This is what I said just now. Stephen Covey said it. If the ladder is not against the right wall, every step we take just get us to the wrong place faster. I want you to reflect on all these. Yeah, these are all powerful, powerful knowledge that actually can transform your life. So now we have gone through this. The idea is that why you have to make that decisions now, because otherwise you may end up regretting in your life. Allow me to share one part of the world that concerned with Mehan that you never know existed. You're all you think that you come to my room, it's a small corner room in what they call sometimes, I'm so light, not serious about it. But in my previous life, let's say about 10 years ago, okay, 12 years ago, all right, I'm in a different place altogether. I'm in a different place altogether. What is the place that I was in? Okay, is as simple as here. Okay, in this place called HRDF. This is my office, my building. I'm at the top of this building. Okay, I'm top of this building. What do I do every day? You all want to see the other corporate Mehan? This is what I do every day. Okay, this is my meeting room. These are all my staff, all senior managers, okay, managing directors, okay, as well as the what you call general managers reporting to me. And we, all right, crunch numbers. We discuss, every time we discuss into millions. Sometimes we discuss into billions. So life is really, really tough and challenging, very satisfying, well paid. But, is this something that I want to do for the rest of my life? One day, my secretary followed me and my driver take me go to article Putrajaya for an urgent meeting with the Prime Minister's office, right? So we were traveling there. I started to have some chest pain. So I told my driver, I'm unable to breathe. So he got panicked because we are coming from Damansara to Putrajaya. So he turned to this place. I think some of you are familiar. Okay, Sadang Hospital. And in Sadang Hospital, they did a lot of checks and they realized that, hello, you're having a heart attack. That's what they say. You're having a heart attack. This was the real picture taken by my friend. Okay. So you see, I don't have the phone with me. I don't have anything. I can't even call my wife to say, I love you. I can't even call my wife to say, I'm sorry. And at that time, my son was 3 months old. And imagine that I'm going to forever, okay, unable to see him grow. Wow, the guilt feeling was so powerful. And that's when I decided, okay, there is no way I'm going to let health stop me. Okay, so that's the key. So why you want to do what you want to do, you must have some powerful reflections about this. Okay, be aware, because my powerful reflections are basically, these are the two things. They are the two things in my life. That's what it is. Everything that I do revolves around them. All right. So what is your why? You have to ask yourself, right? What is the why? Okay. Because otherwise you may get into these situations. You may get into this situation. What is this situation? You see, there are billions of people lived before us, right? But interestingly, never before someone who's waiting to die, okay, ever regretted they didn't spend more time in the office. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Someone waiting to die ever regretted they didn't spend more time in the office? No, never, never. So don't try to change the history. Probably almost all of them probably would have regretted, didn't spend more time with their family, or didn't spend more time to do some charity, didn't spend more time to travel, but never they regretted, didn't spend more time in the office. So that's how powerful you can get. Okay. Jet Li, one of my favorite actor. Okay. So he's once famously tweeted, and he says, "You are killing yourself for a job that would replace you within a week if you drop dead. Take care of yourself." How profound. You will be replaced within 2 days after you are dead by somebody else in the same table and chairs. That's simple. So is it worth dying for your career or not? That's the key. Okay. A few years ago, just before pandemic, my good friend visited me. We had lunch, Friday lunch, Indian lunch. Okay. That's what it is. Had so much fun. Okay. This happened about 2 o'clock. Then he went to service his car in Kuala Lumpur, part of Kuala Lumpur, Old Klang Road, they call it. The service his car, I'm unable to reach. But you know what happened? That 7 p.m., he had a heart attack when he collect the car from service. And he was died when about 9 o'clock. That's what life is all about. That's how fragile life is all about. All right. So you want to go and work and die, or you got to appreciate life. Two of us have done tremendous thing in our life. The amount of things that we have life is crazy. The only thing that we didn't do, I repeat, the only thing that we didn't do, we didn't cheat on our wives or girlfriends. We didn't. But we have done everything together. Now it's gone. What about you? What are the things that you want to do in your life? You think that you're going to live forever? No. Okay. That's message number 1 for you now. So what is my take home message number 1 to live that kind of life? Number 1. Okay. Remember, dream. Dream, people. You dream your future life now. Okay. There is a concept called the vision board. I already talked to you all about that, how my student become successful in getting the goals. I've helped thousands of people by talking about the vision board. So I'm not going to say how to do it, but go and Google out and create one for yourself. So in a vision board, you put all your future ideas into pictures. Remember, you're supposed to think in pictures with the deadlines. With the deadline, I'm going to do that, I'm going to have that, I'm going to do this. With the deadline, you put with pictures, then place it somewhere that every morning that you can see, every night you can see before you go to bed. All you have to do is that, just that. Eventually, it will become your reality. Your subconscious mind will help you to do that. So go ahead, people, dream your dream future and create a vision board. And you may want to come out with all kind of a vision board, right? So you will get what you want. So I'm not going to go in detail, but I'm saying that this technology works. We call it technology of visualization. It works like a magic. So my question to you will be, at this age, what is your vision? Do you have one? If you don't, well, that's going to be a problem near future. Okay. So plan the desired future that you want to have. That is message number 1. My message number 2, okay, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. You can actually translate your dream to become, okay, a reality. But the problem here is that we are lack of self-confidence. We are lack of self-confidence. So when you are lack of self-confidence, what happened? This is what happened, right? Right? We are governed by the what we call self-limiting beliefs. We are governed by this. So self-limiting beliefs is telling you that you cannot do that. Self-limiting beliefs telling you that this is not your forte. Self-limiting beliefs things that, hey, be realistic. What are you thinking you are? It's coming out with all kind of negative ideas and whatnot. So how to break this self-limiting belief? Probably you've seen this picture, okay, or even a real picture in the zoo. Looks like the elephant is so huge, but it's being tied down with the smallest rope. Smallest rope. Okay, you will be wondering, why can't that elephant swing the leg one go? Okay, then it will be free. But the big elephant will never do that. Why? Because this small rope was tied to that elephant's leg when the elephant was a cub, small, still small. So the elephant tried and tried and tried to escape from the rope. No, he couldn't because it's just a baby elephant, right? Now, after 2 years or 3 years, the baby elephant beginning to realize that, okay, I'm not powerful. I cannot escape from here. The ropes are too powerful for me. They already decided when they were very young. And the elephant, when they become very old, 20, 30 years, so powerful, they still believe that they are smaller than the rope. They cannot undo the rope. And that's why they stay in the position where they are. All they have to do is just like that swing and they become independent. Why? Because there's the lack of self-belief in them. So that's the key here. Okay. When must you become the person to believe? You must actually know that you are a born winner. I've said this before. When your father and your mother made love to create you, or maybe they didn't want to create you, you are just an accident. We don't know, right? But whatever it is, okay, when your father ejaculated the sperm to mom at the height of sex, not you alone. There are 200 to 400 millions of sperm travel together, go and fertilize mom's egg. So that is how strong you are because you are the only one who made it there, not the others. You are the only one who made it. So you are a born winner. You got to believe in yourself more on this aspect. Otherwise, there is no way that you're going to become very successful. God made you to become like this. It's very, very unfair you drive your life like this, right? So bring out the full capacity of your life out. That way, you will have everything that you want in your life. So now the question is that, how do you see yourself? And look at this cat. He sees himself as a lion, the champion's mindset, because the lion mindset, right? So with that element, he or she will go out there and fight like a lion. You won't tell that I'm just a pussycat. No. So how do you believe? My favorite boxer, Muhammad Ali, the greatest ever lived, yeah? The greatest ever lived. And people ask him, what is the secret of your success? And he says, okay, the secret of your success is only when your mind can conceive it and your heart can believe it, then you can achieve it. So imagine that everything is started here. Then you go to here, believe in it. Then with these two coordination, you'll get whatever that you want, he says. Oh, who are we to challenge him? Because he has gotten everything in his life with such a confidence. Okay, so that's the whole idea, message number 2. So what is message number 3? Remember, first is dream. Second is about belief. Third, go and live your life. Be alive. Be alive, people. Be alive. It's the phrase is so important to me. Okay. I'm not sure whether you all can see or not. Okay. You see here. This one it says, come alive. Okay. I said every day we must be alive. Come alive. Whenever I feel down, I come alive. Okay, what am I going to do now? Okay, let's move on. So living your life is the best option that you have. So in order to live that life, what are the 10 things that you must avoid? Others you can explore. Or these are the lists that, it's not a religious list, but these are the lists that I come across again and again, many times, people in their life, they screwed up big time. Okay, let's start number 1. The 10 choices that you make in 10 years. Choice that you should not make. Okay, it says that wearing a mask to impress others. Hello, this is a free will. We talked about it. This is a life. Do not do not try to impress others. Live your life. If people are happy with you, people are happy with you. Don't have to change your persona and personality to suit them. Okay, otherwise for the rest of your life, you have to do that. Okay, so do not do that. Be your authentic self. Learning someone else to create your dreams for you. If you join a company, this is what's going to happen. They're going to have their vision to achieve, and they'll tell you your department vision is this. They'll tell you your personal vision is this. Your personal vision, when you achieve, your department vision will achieve. When your department vision is achieved, the corporate vision will achieve. So when they talk to you about vision, they're talking about their vision to you. What is the vision that you're going to have for yourself? My vision statement is very simple. I educate, all right? I educate and empower, I educate, inspire, and empower people to become the better version of themselves by knowing their strength and passion. That's what I do. That's my vision. Nobody is going to control me. So I'll be very happy, like what you are doing this morning. I'm actually practicing my vision to you. Keeping a negative company, oh, I cannot speak about this, because the topic is too long. You have to identify who are the negative people in your life. They could be someone very close to you, but be prepared to let them go. Very important to keep only the positive group to um, take you to the next level of your career success. And number 4 is being a selfish and egotistical. Hello, the world do not exist to serve you, okay? The world is world. So don't give over importance to yourself, thinking that you owns everything. No, okay? Learn to share. Learn not to destroy things, okay? Don't be selfish, okay? Don't destroy things. Let other future generation to have a better world than us. Avoid change and growth. Oh, these people, they want to maintain their status quo. So that is why they are not growing. So be prepared to change, okay? And embrace the growth mindset. Number 6, giving up when the going get tough. We had how many times, yeah? And there's even a song, when going get tough and the tough gets going. Okay, so brilliant song, brilliant song. So the idea is that when things are becoming worse and suddenly you want to give up. No, that's not a mark of a leadership, right? Trying to micromanage every little thing. So this is where you try to do things, you want to know the details and whatnot, whatnot. So you're missing the big picture. Sometimes you have to, as I mentioned, we have to have the balance of both too. But micromanaging is not going to help you if your understanding of the whole concept is wrong. So that's why the bird eye view is very important. Settling for less than you deserve. Hey, you are the children of God, the most beautiful and handsome young man. So you have to decide, all right, what level you just walk away. When you know that people are not respecting you, just walk away. Okay, later I'll show you a YouTube video how a bodybuilder was instructed by somebody on the stage to go, and he said that I don't need your medals. You throw away the prize and you just walk away with the dignity. Then I can tell you, 10 years, 20 years later, when you look back, we would have forgotten the person who won the gold medal yesterday. But we'll never forget this gentleman who stood up for his personal respect. Salute, right? Salute. Endlessly waiting for tomorrow. I know there are tomorrows, it's a positive, but you know what? Your life could end tonight. Okay? So do good today, not tomorrow. And 10, wow, this is definitely the most powerful things. People fail because they choose the wrong life partner. This one I can guarantee you probably is the most number one decision that you have to make about your life, getting the right life partner. Okay, folks, so this is what we have done, and you have to make some decisions, taking some cues from here, because Mark Twain, he said this. Okay, 20 years from now you will regret. He says you will regret, no choice, you will regret. But he says 20 years from now you will look back more regretfully upon the things that you didn't do than the things that you did. You better regret for the things that you have done, okay, compared to you regret for the things that you didn't do, but you regret then. Maybe time is too late, okay? Explore things. When they asked Tony Fernandez, okay, when he turned 55, hey, Tony, why you are so crazy and, doing so many things together? And Tony says, hey, I'm doing so much things because I don't want, when I reach certain age, I sit there thinking that I should have actually tried that one or did that one. No, Tony tried everything. It's as simple as that, right? Hopefully you got that message clearly. Okay, folks, we are ending our session now. Remember, we started the rules for the road ahead. Some of the pointers that I shared with you is definitely with the intention of giving you some clarity or make some major decisions. And eventually you may need to have a coach or mentor in your life who's going to guide you towards the better future. So now the key here is that what are you going to do with the toolkits? Okay. How are you going to do this? So for that, I'm going to leave you in these sessions with 3 questions. Question number 1 is that what is that one thing that you must do differently to take your performance to the next level? What is that one thing that you must do differently to take your performance to the next level? Ask yourself. Whatever that you have done so far brought you here. It won't take you to the next level. So what is that one thing that you must change in your life to take your performance to the next level? The second question is even more powerful. My most powerful question. It says, what is that one thing that you choose not to do is the only thing required to change your life? Okay. What is that one thing that you choose not to do is the only thing required to change your life? Think about that. Yeah. Think about that deeply. Because maybe what if the very cave that you're afraid to enter turns out to be the source of what you're looking for? What if the cave that you're afraid to enter turns out to be the place that you must enter to get the resources that you wish for? With that note, people, thank you very much. I deeply, deeply appreciate your presence here. Hopefully, these messages that what I have shared with you eventually will guide you towards developing a better, a more fruitful, and most importantly, a fulfilling life for you, which turns out to be the best thing that you did for your family and maybe to nations and global as well. Thank you so much for listening.